This is Cinderella Stories with Ash and Sav. Tons of action, like a lot to talk about for the girlies this past weekend, past week. We'll catch you guys all up on it, from controversy in the WNBA to transactions and so much more. But we gotta first start in Toronto at home here. It was Caribana weekend, and let me tell you, I think every single league at this point across the world has to know about Bana. So I don't know, there's girlies on the road, but I know I wasn't. But were you?
I traditionally have dabbled. I've dabbled in Caribana. I have West Indian roots, so it's a lovely experience. I've been
that in there.
I've been
Remind
to Caribana
people.
in Toronto. I've been to Crop Over in Barbados as well. I was very much inside, however. I went to a concert on Thursday. I got accidentally hungover. It was not my intention. I thought I was just having a couple beveraginos. Turns out I was on my ass until like 6 p.m. on Friday.
What?
Yeah, it was a rough ride. And then I had an NSL game on Saturday. And then I just went to visit my family. I live vicariously through my Instagram stories. I turned into one of those chronic story likers.
Oh,
Every
really?
time I saw someone, heart. Hearts are free. I don't understand why people are so cheap on Instagram with that shit.
Yeah.
Like, just tap the thing and keep it pushing.
Yeah.
You must really hate me.
No, I will always
really hate me to look and not. I'm not even asking you to say anything. I'm not even asking you to drop 2 emojis.
No facts.
I'm asking
I
you
have
to go,
no
bop,
problem.
bop, keep it pushing.
Any of my friends' stories, like. Even strangers, I don't care. Like. But like, I will not like a man's story.
Really?
No, I will not like a man's story. That's
where I draw the line.
That's where I draw the line.
$20 to like a man's story.
I will like a man's story. You got to pay me to like a man's story.
No, I was not on road, unfortunately, but I have been in the past. I did like it, but it's always so funny to me. Like, I'm always stuck in between wanting to see people that I know and then not wanting to see people that I am acquainted with from a work capacity.
Yeah.
Right? Because listen, Caribana, there's skin, there's ass,
there's a lot of
face, ass, like all of it's out there. All of it's out there, and it's part of the whole everybody is beautiful, celebrating movement,
show up as you are
situation. But just the last thing you want to see is like your colleague when you're grabbing your ankles.
Yeah. No,
on the road. And then you're just like, oh, I'll see you in the office tomorrow, Steven.
See you tomorrow. And we're going to pretend that this never happened.
Don't talk about it.
We're not talking about which that's a whole separate thing to itself. But my Bana thoughts first. I played Mass, was it 2022? I believe summer 2022.
Yeah.
And it was tons of fun. Like, literally, when I tell you, I was in the gym. I know it's a whole show up as you are, but I was in the gym knowing that my colleagues would see me. So at the very least, I'm going to put on a nice show. Like, put on a show at the very least. And I think I did. I think it was successful. I ended up on the Raptors social page. I ended up on the Raptors social page, so it was more than just my colleagues. It wasn't like you had to be there. It was the world all of a sudden.
It was the nation.
I was like, all right, I got some followers from that one.
Okay. You know what? Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
Appreciate it. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the post.
That's funny.
It was crazy.
I don't know how I'd feel about that.
Yeah, but like it was before I was like working for the team and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, got it.
But like still, I was still around.
And
like,
then suspiciously, you got the job shortly after. I just think it's funny.
I just find it funny. No. Hey, listen, got it, flaunt it. Got it, flaunt it.
Let's do the timeline.
Anyway, speaking of seeing colleagues, I know you have a story, Ashley.
No, because listen, these things happen. And we were at Summer League, Las Vegas Summer League, and I was staying with Sirat Sohi. She has a podcast for The Ringer. She lives out in LA. She's from Edmonton. So she's like a very big Canadian media success story. We had dinner with her when we were in Indy. She's fantastic.
Shout out.
But her and I were headed down to like the gym. Maybe we were going to Thomas and Mack or something like that. But one of my Sportsnet colleagues at the time had other plans. Mr. Brad Fay, how are you? I haven't seen you in ages. I hope you're doing well. But he must have had some time off because the elevator door opened.
Yep.
Ding. And you're like on your phone, you're kind of talking, and then you look. And then it's Brad Fay shirtless in a bathing suit because he's going to the pool. Normal, natural.
Super
I get
normal.
it.
Yeah.
Towel over his one shoulder. But there's just something about seeing a colleague in the wild that you're used to seeing in a full suit in a professional setting.
Yep.
And instead he's like,
what's up?
There was an audible pause from both sides as like everyone kind of went over in their minds, like, would it be weird if I just let the doors shut back? That was what went on in my mind. Should I just get out of this situation? Should I just run and leave Sirit there? Like, that did cross my mind to be like, oh, I gotta go back to my camel.
I
got the thing. Anyways, so we got on the elevator.
Oh wow, that's
hey,
brave.
Brad, what's
that's
up?
brave. That's bold.
Poor Ting. He put his towel. He like switched it from one shoulder to like over both, and like I get it, but honestly, shout out to your trainer, Brad. You're looking good. My God, keep up the good work.
All right.
Keep up the good work.
I will say, like, Vegas is an interesting beast because, like, you know, it's like Vegas is like not a real place and nothing counts there. I swear, like, whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Unless you have Cinderella stories. Unless you have a podcast, and then it's all coming out.
I did just break the rules.
You very much broke the rules.
Fine.
It's okay. It's fine. It's
for the plot.
Women's sports podcast. The people need to be informed. Okay, this is an informational session. Anyways, so I was in Vegas, and I remember like my first experience of like going down to the pool.
Yeah.
And I was staying at the Venetian, very nice hotel. My first time ever in summer league.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I was like, wait a minute. I haven't seen this much skin from my colleagues, and this was like, you know, my colleagues as well. Like, shout out to Akil, out Akil. Shout out Akil, goes to the gym, but he also posted he goes to the gym, and he's also posting like, you know, other like photos of him.
Keep it pushing.
He also
that was the spirit of Akil coming in here and be like, watch your mouth.
Watch
the
your
spirit
mouth.
of Akil and Brad.
Right? Watch your mouth.
Talking about men on the pod.
Anyways, but it's not like it wasn't like completely out of left field because like, you know, when people post like workout videos, it's different.
No.
You've seen it.
No, it's
but
different
in
in real
person,
life.
it's
That's what I'm
different.
saying.
Yeah.
All right.
Especially, anyways,
Shout out to those men.
Big shout out. Starting off strong. Let's keep it pushing. Let's talk about the girlies.
Yes.
WNBA news. Let's get into transactions.
Yeah.
Huge transaction happened this past weekend. Like 2 days.
This past week.
Yeah. DJ Carrington is now going to Minnesota. She got traded from Dallas in exchange for Diamond Miller and Carly Samuelson. What do you make of this news? They also traded, I should add, a pick in there as well
2027.
for 2027.
Yeah. Second rounder.
Yeah, and on the note of Carly, like she did get waived immediately.
Yeah, injured.
Yeah.
She's injured though. She's dealing with like an ankle foot situation.
Yeah.
She had to have surgery in July, I believe. So I don't know if it
And
was
her numbers,
unexpected.
weren't great, but
So from the Dallas Wings perspective, it's very clear that they're in a rebuild situation.
Absolutely.
From a Paige Beckers, DJ Carrington, blonde baddie situation, single tier end of an era, because the two of them seemed to get really close this season because it was their first year together. Obviously, Paige is a rookie in the league. DJ is their first year with Dallas. So they're entering rebuild mode.
Yep.
There's a lot of questions surrounding this team. Most notably, I would say what they're doing with their coaching staff, because the yoga teacher, as we like to call him in the WNBA circles, there's a lot of questions about his competency. And I don't know if it's fair. I don't know if it's justified, because you'd imagine that people making the decisions to hire someone to coach a WNBA team would know more about someone's philosophy and coaching acumen than we would, because they've been in the room with them. They've been following them around, their career, Nonetheless, there's multiple videos of players giving him side eye, multiple videos of him with his board game, and everyone's like, ¿Qué pasa? What do you mean by that? So I think there's a lot to solve in Dallas, first and foremost.
Yeah, no, there's tons of solve in Dallas. I'm looking at like, I personally just immediately think, okay, well, Minnesota just like, they added a great piece, a WNBA all defensive player in DJ Carrington. Like they're already in the finals last year. Like they're going to run it back.
So they're locked and loaded, and they're loading up on ammunition to absolutely just blast the rest of the league. They're already in first by a large margin. You have the Liberty, who are second place. And then to your point, DJ Carrington, all team first defense. She was also the most improved player in the WNBA last year.
Yeah.
She's in her 5th season now, and I think she has that length and that spindliness that you love from a perimeter defender. She can get you jammed up if you're trying to take a shot, make you adjust, make you miss. She can also recover well from pick and roll action and get back and come and block you from behind. She can be a big problem. The question is how she's going to fit in offensively, because this team is stacked, right? They have Collier, they have Kayla McBride, they have Courtney Williams. Those are the top 3 scorers on their team. DJ Carrington comes in as the 4th leading scorer with her averages on Dallas. But But she's going to just need to be proficient offensively. They want to use her defensively. That's her specialty.
Yeah.
They're not asking her to reinvent the wheel. But what they are saying is, hey, when our girls are under fire because a second defender is coming, because a ton of attention's over there, your 23% three-point shooting percentage, respectfully, is not going to cut it.
It's a no for me, dog.
It's not going to cut it. But you have an opportunity now to dial that up. And when the scouting report says, oh, she can't hit the three, leave her out there.
Yeah.
Leave her, knock it down.
Exactly.
Make them pay. And then become a little bit more of a dual threat.
And because of all the outside options that Minnesota has, when she is left wide open on a three-point shot, I will predict it now, her three-point shooting percentage is going to increase.
Okay.
And as you mentioned, like absolutely, as the defensive player that she is, one thing about Minnesota from last year is that they did a great job, obviously being outside threats, being scoring threats, but I found sometimes their defensive collapses were the Achilles heel in not seeing through the championship.
Right.
And so I think that Dejanay is going to bring that level of defensive greenness. I think she does. She's going to be the X factor for them. Okay. I really think that, because it's all fun and games in the regular season until you get to the playoffs
and things ratchet up a couple notches,
especially in the WNBA.
Yeah,
like there's teams that you were expecting to see in the championship and they immediately fold in like the first round. And then there's vice versa, teams that you didn't expect to see and then all of a sudden they're there. And so I think that you can't take it for granted, and DJ Carrington is a piece that moves the needle for Minnesota. That's why I was like, okay, Dallas, we all know you're rebuilding.
Yeah.
Have fun over there. Meanwhile, Minnesota.
Yeah. You want to come over? Who's all gonna be there?
Yeah, exactly.
Dallas, actually, the thing
that's
about
so funny.
The way
my mom needs me to do the dishes in the kitchen. Actually, so.
Yeah. No, sorry, I got a jet. Yeah. They're in a rebuild stage. We knew that. They're one of 5 teams, I believe, that's under 500. The Valkyries, at the time of filming this, are sitting just at 500. So it is what it is. We're moving on, and that's going to be from the lens of the Lynx, who are going to try and fend off the Liberty.
Yeah.
That's what we're assuming, and I think some people are hoping for that finals rematch.
Absolutely. And actually, speaking of the Liberty, they added a new piece in Emma Meesseman.
Yeah.
I'm excited about this. She is kind of more of like the forward, like she's been a hybrid player actually, but she's kind of forward center. She can kind of play a little bit of everything, and I think that really speaks to where she came from. And now I have a whole rant about this. I have so much thoughts and feelings, because she started in the WNBA. She was a WNBA player before, and then she went to Europe, and then she came back to the WNBA.
But she was also she went pro and was playing in Europe since she was 16. She's from Belgium.
Yeah.
So she and I know what you're about to say, and I 1,000% agree. It's you underestimate the pedigree of these European players.
Yes.
Especially when she was coming up, because there wasn't a ton of film. There wasn't a ton of footage, and what was shot on a potato. Yeah. So it was grainy and no one was really watching it. She's a second-round draft pick.
Yeah. No, so look, get this. So little story time. When Monica Wright-Rogers, the Toronto Tempo's first ever GM, was announced, I went to the press conference, and the first question I asked Monica was basically very straight up, are you going to be scouting in Europe for talent?
Yeah.
And she looked at me directly. She gave me a 1-2 smirk, and she said, yes.
Yeah.
And I'm she's probably yo, don't steal the sauce. Don't out the recipe right now, because there's so much talent in Europe. And there's obviously so much talent in the WNBA too, but it kind of reminds me of Gabby Williams. So Gabby Williams was playing in Europe. Last year, she only played, let me look it up real quick, I believe it was 12 games in the WNBA before she basically left to go to play in France. She played for the French national team.
Yeah.
And balled out, was the only player really giving Team USA a fight. She was insane, hitting some of the shots that she was from distance, from inside, you name it, she did it. And then sure enough, after she won the Olympic silver medal, she signed back with the Storm.
Yeah.
And it's did it really take you having to ball out like that in the Olympics? And obviously ball out, but if you were an American player that went through the system, that was straight NCAA, straight to WNBA, then you're very highly scouted and watched, and et cetera, et cetera. Now it goes to the conversation of WNBA resources and international scouting.
Compensation too, though.
And compensation, because also that's another thing we could talk about, European salaries, and this is not new for us to know this, but this is new probably for some audiences. The women historically have been paid a bag in Europe, especially if you have a WNBA little resume chip on there.
It's a little lower third.
Lower third. Bang. That lower third's gonna give you $100K more.
Yeah.
No joke.
Yeah, no, I think that we are seeing a lot more diversity in the league across all ways, shapes, and forms. And it's been at the forefront for quite a while in the WNBA. But Meesseman specifically, like, you look at her accolades and it reads like the beginning of the Star Wars movie, when it's just like the never-ending text up the top of the screen. She was the first flag bearer for Belgium that was a basketball player to carry the flag at the Olympics. They had a fantastic showing, as a matter of fact, her team, and she was one of the top 5 players in the tournament that was named. She's won an WNBA title. Oh, you need to be on that. I said,
you're lucky. I'm just following on like her stats right now. You're lucky I missed that one.
She's a 6-time Euro champion. She won the WNBA title in 2019 with the Mystics. Natasha Cloud was on her team, so she's reunited with her in New York. The one thing, to your point, I'll say about her as a hybrid, she has this really sexy right hand punch, spin back to the left, one leg fade away. It is beautiful. And she also has, it's almost like she has this like awkward, I'm going to hold the ball out while I dribble. When you lean, that's when I'm coming for the spin around. Like, she almost taunts you. And then if you don't, she'll take it to the rack, and she has the height and the length to get to the bucket. She also will knock down a 3.
She's deceivingly quick.
Okay, so you've seen players like this, and it's across all sports as well. You see someone on the floor and you're like, how are they dropping like 30 points a game, 25 points a game? Like, I don't understand. I'm watching and it looks like they're going in slow motion. But it's this calmness and this composure and the way of just things like falling away from her. She's damn near shooting 50% from 3 points last time, 3-point range last time she was here. So it's about to get really interesting. And I know that it's one of the internet's favorite things to freaking do is to put highlight tapes together of lowlights of players. Missing,
I know.
Off the back of the glass, air ball, missed a layup, rebound, missed a layup. It's an easy thing to do. And honestly, if anyone had the time or desire to do things like that about the men's game, trust me, there would also be highlights in abundance. Missed dunks, tons, shooting a 3, turning away, thinking you got it in, and it missed. Like, that's what I mean. Like, don't even get me started. Anyway, whatever. Meesseman is no joke.
No.
She's absolutely gonna light up things for this Liberty team. She's done it before, and so between the Carrington move and the Liberty move, these two teams are ready to go head to head. Like, they are, in my mind, they're just like sitting there like a bull, like before it's like about to go out of Matador. They're like, when's the regular season about to be over?
Facts.
Because I will see you there.
Like, can we fast forward
I'll see you at the
this?
dance.
This is cute. This is nice.
But we're ready.
Exactly. I know you kind of touched on her resume, and to your point, but like the way that she moves, and she's one of those players. And also, this is a very European thing where they're like deceivingly methodical. So you think that you can predict what their next move is, but some of the best players in basketball, there's like this saying that I know I grew up with. I don't know if you grew up with it, but it's basically stop, start, change direction. And so that's what I see in her game a lot too. Between her moves that she does, her wide range of versatility, kind of going back to that hybrid. I think that's what I see the most prominent, is just the fact that she's able to kind of stop, she's catching the ball, kind of like analyze the floor. That's like the deceivingly slow part. But then she starts, and her first dribble is probably like, it's intentional. It's in a direction that you're like, oh, she's definitely going that way. Boom, spin. We got to get to some controversy that has been happening across the WNBA.
Okay. I'm ready.
It's the mean green gate.
My safety goggles.
I know. Wait. This is like very much like a controversial topic. I was like, do we even talk about this? Maybe, but
we'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. So basically, to state the facts and only the facts, a fan threw what was a bright green sexual toy onto the floor in Chicago, and it happened again in Atlanta as well. The whole thing has been going on where Sydney Colson has been making light of it, and honestly, a lot of the WNBA players are getting in on it. It's become like a running joke. They call it the mean green. Sydney Colson has dressed up as the object. It's hilarious. I mean, I have a couple of thoughts about it. I love the fact that the women are just making light of it, like, because like only women would. I swear, like they would just be like, all right, laugh it off, like
sure,
it's whatever.
It's insane.
It actually is insane.
It's actually wild. Imagine
And that's my point.
We're at our workplace and someone throws a bright green dildo at us and we have to dodge it.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? We're trying to do a podcast.
Well,
like, what do you,
and that's
what do you mean?
And that's to Sophie Cunningham's like point. So Sophie Cunningham tweeted about it. She's like, stop throwing dildos on the court. You're going to hurt one of us. I did not have that on my 2025 like list of things that were going to happen this year. I did not predict that this year at all.
Because they make them in different sizes, I've heard.
Well,
so if she's worried about injury, I've heard.
Have you?
I've heard.
Okay.
Based on my
Source?
research for this show.
Yeah.
Sources?
Anyways, so my whole thing though is that like as
no.
much as the league's making light of it, even Angel Reese is getting in on the action and calling Sydney Colson out for like Sydney Colson. Crazy. She literally dressed up and pretended to be like
prison.
It wasn't entertaining enough. I kind of wanted to be like in the action.
Like, how did it make you feel when you were treated like an infectious disease or some kind of...
I really ain't like that. They end up putting me in cuffs and stuff, and I'm like, listen, man, I try to bring joy and pleasure to people.
How did we get here?
Also, a Halloween costume loading.
Facts.
Cinderella stories Halloween costume loading.
But my point to this is like, it is just like, would this happen at a men's game? That's my question.
I mean,
would this actually happen? And would this happen twice at a men's professional sporting event?
I haven't heard of it happening.
It's never happened.
Twice. Someone got arrested for throwing the second one.
Yeah.
So like they're not trying to play this.
I don't know
game.
if they found the first one. They didn't find it.
The thing that bothers me about it is women's sports have tried so hard to and worked so hard to be taken seriously and like get the respect that they deserve. And like I'm kind of stuck in between because we talk about this a ton.
Yeah.
Sports are fun.
Yeah.
Like it's constant jokes when you're with your friends or your teammates, whether you're watching, whether you're playing, whether you're coaching, like there's a lot of moments of levity. And so when something like this happens, my interior 12-year-old is like, ah, ha, ha, it's so funny. But then sometimes you're like, oh my God, like, can these girls catch a break?
Literally.
Can one thing happen where they're not forced to justify their existence? Can one thing happen where people aren't having think pieces on how to improve the game and how to make it more entertaining? If I hear one more take about lowering the rims, like I swear to God, like everything needs to be fixed and solved in women's sports when actually, quite frankly, the number of things to fix and solve in men's sports far outweighs the issues that the women's games have. And there's nothing that says that anything is perfect or anyone is perfect. There's always room for improvement. There's always room for the betterment of the sport, the league, the players, any invested parties, the fans. But every single time it's like these women's sports are some project to work on and work out. When last time I checked, there's been at least 3 arrests for men betting on their own sport and getting arrested, holding illegal poker games, domestic violence, domestic abuse, mental health problems, sexual assault, physical assault, intimate partner violence. So if you're feeling like having, reforming something, maybe you start with yourselves.
Facts.
And start with your own sports.
Facts.
Instead of worrying about the height of the rim in the women's game.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all I
you
had
make
to
a
say.
good point. And that's exactly what I was kind of like. At first, I was like, "Ha, this is so funny," but then on a deeper level, I'm like, "No, this is actually not cool."
I'm also still like, haha.
And they're doing it, I'm still haha, but they're doing it game action.
Yeah.
Do it in a timeout, like please. You're gonna throw something.
It's like when you streak.
Yeah.
You do it during a TV timeout.
Exactly.
If you're gonna be streaking and if you're gonna be doing whatever you need to be doing,
don't do it when there's like 53 seconds left and it's like a tie game. Like, no.
Get in the game. EA Sports. Oh, Mean Green, shout out.
Shout out to Mean Green. We love Mean Green, actually, low key. No. Talk about Sydney Colson. Allegedly. All right, Connecticut Sun. There's been some
Hard pivot.
rumors. Oh, yeah, so go Connecticut Sun.
Yes, aligned.
All right, so the Celtics minority owner, Steve Palooka, he has pretty much come out and said he agreed to purchase the Connecticut Sun. And he plans to relocate it to Massachusetts, basically Boston. And so the WNBA came out immediately and was like, that's so funny because I think we have a say in that, ? And so it's kind of on halt. what do you make of this news? And yeah, how are you feeling about
I'm confused. One thing I need in all my relationships is good communication. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that includes my relationships with sports leagues and teams as well. So
I feel like people just feel like they can do whatever they want in the WNBA.
yeah, it's pissing me off actually.
Yeah.
So the record sale, I believe, for a WNBA franchise is $75 million.
Yeah.
Our boy Steve tried to purchase it from the Mohegan tribe who owns Connecticut for $325 million. So a significant increase in the valuation of this franchise or any franchise in WNBA history. Both sides agreed to it. Steve said, I want to buy this. The Mohegan tribe said, we want to sell this. That price aligned. And then they presented it. This is what is being reported. They presented it to Kathy Engelbert, the commissioner of the WNBA, who then allegedly did not provide that information to the board of governors who would make that final decision. Kathy can't catch a break, man. She got a little bit of positive publicity from the All-Star game when she was dancing with the stud buds and she was shaking a little ass. And then now she's under fire again. Incompetent, people are saying.
Yeah.
Shady, da-da-da-da-da. Because there is a conversation to be had about what the league would benefit from a sale versus an expansion.
Yeah.
And so I know we're going to talk about expansion in a moment, but if Boston was a location that the WNBA was looking to expand and the expansion fee is $250 million, that would go directly to the WNBA.
Yep.
But if the sale goes through at $325, that money would be a private purchase.
Yep.
So the WNBA, maybe they'd see some fees or taxes or whatever the red tape is. I'm unsure about that. But the money, the significant chunk of change would not go to the league at all. Another thing I did think of is a couple of weeks ago, Dave Portnoy, the owner and founder of Barstool Sports, a lot of people have a lot of different views on him. He said some crazy things, but he did come on live or Instagram or something and said if someone said to him he could purchase a franchise in Boston today for $250 million, he would sign a check immediately.
Really?
Talking about the valuation of women's sports and the trajectory of the WNBA and the potential for money making that it has.
Yeah.
So I also am curious if Steve Palooka has the offer out, but what's the ownership group going to look like in whole?
Yeah.
Because we know that WNBA does stand on business in a lot of instances. They are not a league who is just doing it for the money. They want to represent something bigger than themselves. And so if part of the minority ownership group was someone like Dave Portnoy, I wonder if that would give Kathy Engelbert pause to say we don't know who's going to be associated with our league and we do have final say on these things. And so why would we let somebody like that in on top of the money conversation? So that's just my big brain theory. There hasn't been any news on what the ownership group would look like because Palooka's the minority owner in Boston. So maybe he does have the full cash, but that's not what rich people do.
No.
Rich people don't spend their own money.
No.
They fundraise and they spend other people's money.
Yeah, exactly. And I just feel like, Boston, I feel like it's a sports city. Like we all know that.
Big time.
But it's weird because I've never heard rumors even about a WNBA team expanding to Boston.
Okay.
I really haven't. Like this is the first time I'm like, really? Like nothing that seemed legit at least.
Right.
And so this kind of coming out of the blue for me at least, I was like, okay, and then you make the point, and I was gonna get there as well. Basically, that the expansion fee for WNBA has raised to $250 million, with this now being like a record valuation for a team to move it out of a city. I'm like, I also need to deep dive into the Connecticut Sun's current attendance record, and I don't think they're doing super hot. I'll say that. Last time I checked, I
Their
believe
venue's in the middle of nowhere.
it's in the middle of It's not conducive to fan experience at all.
It's in the basement of a casino, basically.
Yeah.
So they have a stadium. You walk in, and this casino and hotel resort is really nice. I've stayed there before, but it's just kind of off the beaten path. It's in a little bit of an area of its own, and then there's hotel, casino, restaurants, and then you go down a set of escalators, and then that's where the gym is where the girls play.
Is it good for the league to even move a team like Connecticut? Because not too long ago they were a really good team when they had AT and they had Dejanay and they had everybody, and so that's kind of where my thought process goes to too. Do you let them give them a chance in this new era of WNBA money to build themselves up, create more of a fan base? There's so much hype around them right now. Or do you kind of just well, now that all the hype is here, let's just take them out? I don't know. For me, it's where's the loyalty? But I know that money doesn't matter when it comes to loyalty. So, sorry, loyalty doesn't matter when it comes to money, I should say. But it's just one of those, I don't know. It's giving ick for me.
Well, you have the nostalgia for the franchise.
Yeah, and there's that part too. There's tons of history there. So, all right, let's talk about expansion since we have kind of touched on it briefly there. Okay. All right, so we know that Cleveland's getting a team.
Yeah.
Detroit's getting a team. Philadelphia's getting a team. Portland's getting a team, and
Toronto
Toronto
has got a team.
Toronto's got a team. Hey. So all these teams are kind of rolling out year by year here. Obviously, Portland, Toronto coming next year. Sidebar, love the Portland logo. I know you have thoughts and feelings on the Portland logo. I love it. I love it. Portland Fire.
Love that for you. I love that.
Sidebar, I love it.
For you.
Okay, that brings me to the broader question, and we talked about this last night, just like, over the phone. If you were to play for one of the expansion teams coming, which one would it be?
This is an easy answer for me, to be honest with you. And I know that there's been some things that have been said about, I don't know who's trying to go to Detroit. I don't know who's trying to go to Cleveland. But honestly, my answer is Philadelphia. It's very, very simple for me. They have a diehard sports culture.
Brotherly love.
They are sisterly love. They are absolutely loyal to a fault, but then also there's a big level of accountability there. I know everyone is more familiar maybe with like a New York market, and when they talk about New York sports, it's just like it can be ravenous, it can be rabid, but it can be horrific if you're not doing well. Like they'll call you out your name, they'll say what it is.
Yeah.
And for a little bit of context, in the Toronto landscape, because there aren't as many outlets and there aren't really independent outlets that are reporting on sports from a high level in terms of like the Sportsnets and the TSNs and the CBCs, like that's really the big three here. And CBC doesn't really get too much in the mix until it's like the Olympics or it's a Canadian athlete. Like that's more their forte. And then you have to point out the fact that like until this year, there's ownership in MLSE from both Rogers and both Bell, who own Sportsnet and both TSN, and no shade, no nothing. It's just the reality of the situation. And so when you're talking about a business investment, you're not going to really be trying to depreciate your own assets by coming and going hard at the Toronto Raptors, for example, if that's someone that you kind of like have a weird gray area like alliance with. I know people say Toronto's a really tough market to play in. I feel like it's not from a media standpoint.
Yeah.
Not as bad as other places where there's like 10 to 12 to 14
independent
TV
companies,
newspaper, media outlets that are coming to tear you to shreds. Anyway, that was a sidebar, but Philly for me, they hold you accountable. They love you like they're your own. And sometimes that means telling you about yourself. Like we both have West Indian roots. Yeah. I will walk into my grandma's house and she'll be like, "Oh, you got big. Do you want a plate?" And it's like,
not big enough.
Yeah, you can tell. So you can tell I've been eating and I'm probably hungry. And I also want seconds. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I take a plate to go, please? Plate on plate. Let's go.
You have to be a little bit built different to like, then take thirds as a takeaway.
Yeah, exactly.
But you have to be a little bit built different to play in a place like Philly. But yeah, sign me up. Grease a pole. Let's climb it. Send me to Philly.
Philly. So
absolutely.
Just because the fans will actually call you out?
I mean, it's part and parcel of sport. But they'll love you bad.
But like that's the only reason?
No, I just said that they will love you.
They love you bad.
Yeah, and then they'll hold you accountable.
Okay.
What am I going to be saying for
know.
the food scene?
I love the city.
Because that's where they signed the Constitution.
I love the city. The city's beautiful. People are nice. I guess.
So where do you want to go? Cleveland?
Actually, I would be a homebody. I would play for Toronto. Wow.
I know Savannah doesn't work for Sportsnet, but it's giving prepackaged answer.
No, it's not. I actually thought about this. Okay, as somebody who's been to all of the locations that are expanding, literally I feel like Toronto is the best city because like I don't think about just like, okay, you're gonna play basketball, you're gonna be on the court, you're gonna do your thing, whatever. You're gonna go home and you're not gonna like think about work too much.
Okay,
you probably will a little bit, but not too much. What else is there? For me, it's a lifestyle. And do I want to build a lifestyle or a life in general? Because like, as being multifaceted, like dynamic individuals that these women are, do they want to build in Cleveland? Do they want to build in Detroit? And I'm not saying that these places don't have things there. They each have something.
Like you're saying
I'm not saying that they don't.
Offer.
I'm just saying that Toronto has been always held as a top 5 city in North America. Like,
still?
I would say still.
Pull up the ranking. Pull
We
the
can
ranking right now.
pull
the ranking right now. Because I have thoughts about Toronto life.
Either way.
That's a separate podcast.
I was going to say, let me finish my point. So basically.
Go ahead, you talk.
Yeah.
I'll look.
I think that Toronto has one of the best lifestyles that an athlete can enjoy just because like it is kind of like a smaller New York or a sister city to Chicago. Like we kind of hear these like words describing Toronto a lot. And so if I was to play between Cleveland, Detroit, Philadelphia, Portland, Toronto, having been to all the cities, and don't get me wrong, I think Philly would be my second choice. Toronto's for sure a first choice because of the diversity, the food. Yes, the fans are crazy in Toronto too. And I feel like there's just, especially in the summertime, you're telling me you want to be anywhere else but Toronto in the summertime?
I can name about 15 places I prefer to be.
Not
Toronto in the
outside
summertime.
of North America, and not Miami, and not LA.
That's not the rule.
And not in the South.
This goes. Let me tell you. Come here for 1 second,
I'm
because
just expansion teams only.
let me tell you 1 second, because this girl changed the rules twice already. When we were talking about this beforehand, sorry, I'm not talking to you right now.
What do you mean?
She
Sorry,
said
I'm not talking-
we
not the
both
hands.
we both can't choose Toronto, is what the rules that I was given was.
Was it? I don't remember the rules.
Continue.
I don't
Continue.
Okay, well, Philly would be my second choice. Because of the whole sisterly love and the fans, they ride or die for you.
I just think it's funny.
I just find it
I
fun.
just think it's funny.
Okay, yeah. Well,
You know what? Good
okay.
luck. Good luck fending off the people of Cleveland, Philly, and Detroit all at once when they come
Portland.
for you. Oh, the people of
People of
Portland, you can
Portland.
take them.
Yeah.
I ain't worried about them.
That's going on social.
That's fine.
We'll test that theory real quick.
Let's go.
All right.
Squabble up.
Just because you don't like, all because she doesn't like the logo, guys.
No.
She doesn't like the logo.
Let's also make one thing very clear. I love the rose.
The rose on fire is sick.
It's a nod to Derrick Rose a little bit too. Like I feel like they're part and parcel, which I think a lot of people resonate with because they loved the way that he played so much.
Yeah, he was great.
But we don't talk about men like that. But anyway.
Is it though? Is there?
He does have a little bit of no, I don't. That's not.
I was gonna say,
but it just kind of reminded me of it. Like when I see that and I think of basketball,
Okay.
that's where my mind goes immediately.
Okay.
The problem is that they're taking like the fire part, like too literally. The outline for the actual border in the font is literally giving like Patch just graduated, carried a dummy 20 feet up a ladder.
Yeah, it doesn't
Got the fire extinguisher.
doesn't
and then,
look too WNBA typical. Like it's contained. It's very
Yeah.
it's like they put the rose in a container and they lit it on fire. But
foreshadowing. Wow, what are the players going to be treated like there? Said Savannah.
Oh.
They're going to put them in a box.
Oh.
They're going to make.
I'm not saying none. Anyway.
No, I'm just joking. But yeah, I think well, honestly, like if we're going to be like completely unbiased, like Toronto had a lot of questions about its logo too. It's also very un-WNBA-esque in terms of the theatrics or the, honestly, like, I want to say like cartoony elements, but in a positive way. Like so a lot of the WNBA logos have a lot more like vibrance and life. Yeah. Whereas the Toronto Temple one is flatter, non-derogatory. Yeah. It's just flatter and has like more of a retro feel.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like a classic. Like you would find that logo maybe, I don't know, like 80s, but not in a
Like
bad
the
way.
Pacers.
Like you bring it back. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it has grown on me. I will say this.
Okay.
It has really grown on me. All right.
Good, because you'll be wearing it when you're walking around the city since you
I
play
will.
here now.
I will. I play for them now, so I will. That's so crazy. Here's my signing.
Yeah, and the Philadelphia team will take on the Toronto team next.
I wonder what Philly's gonna be named. Respect. Like
I hope it's the Johns.
The Johns?
JAWNS. Yeah. It's like an all-encompassing term in Philadelphia where it's just like anything and anyone can be a John.
Okay. I haven't heard about this.
Really?
This is news to me.
Yeah, like
Inform the youth.
just like anything, like, oh, who were you with? Oh, that girl, that guy, I was with that John, like Savannah.
Oh,
but it can also be like, it can be everything but also nothing.
Okay, so it's like
very deep.
When Newfoundland,
I need my friend Devin here because she's from Philly and she explained this really well in her radio show.
Newfoundlanders, like they say bye to everything. Yes, bye. Like
it's like that. I feel like is more like like Canada one of those.
But they will call people bye though too. Like
then
those,
yeah.
like, yeah.
1,000%. Anyway, Philly
interesting.
Johns taking on the Toronto Tempo.
Okay.
July 2028, 2029, whenever they're coming.
Everyone's a John.
2030. Anyway.
I want to see the roster for that one. Anyway, okay. Let's pivot away from basketball. Let's get into swimming. Yes. Actually, let's dive into the deep end here. Summer McIntosh. Last year, it was the Summer of Summer. This year, it is the Summer of Summer Continue. So, yes, that's my best French accent. I really am not good at French. Can you tell that I only... No! You hit this too much. You're done with the buttons. You're done with the buttons.
I'm just saying, it just went off.
So that was my best French accent, honestly. Like, what was it? How do you say how do you say, can we go to the bathroom in French again?
I know puis aller à la
Est-ce que
toilette
yeah.
is like a more literal version. But I think
est-ce
there's a
que-
more classy way to say it.
Est-ce que tu some aller à la toilette? Something. I'll get back to that
cute.
one. Anyways, Summer, she won 5 gold and 1 bronze medal at the World Champs in Singapore. She's obviously Canadian, homegrown talent, and she is on track to kind of be directly compared to Katie Ledecky. And Katie Ledecky's no joke. She's like literally one of the best ever swimmers to compete. So I think that like what Summer's doing and the way that she's building off of Paris Olympics from last summer, like, you know, last summer she won 3 gold medals to an individual. So I don't know. She's incredible. Honestly, I'm kind of a loss for words for like what this young athlete's doing, and she's not even 19 yet.
Yeah, if you want to feel bad about yourself, just look up Summer McIntosh's records and accolades, and you'll really be headed to the fridge to get a sweet treat, because since 14 years old, she's been at the Olympics. It was her first games. She didn't place. She came in 4th in a 400-meter event. And then the following year, which is what you're talking about in Paris, she really popped off. And again, she's under 20 years old, and she's somebody who was vying to tie a record that only Michael Phelps has accomplished at the World Aquatics Championship. She was going for 5 gold medals. She got 4, 1 bronze. The bronze came in a loss to Katie Ledecky in the 800-meter freestyle. And these two, this was billed as like a present future kind of head-to-head, because like to your point, to say Katie Ledecky is no joke is almost an understatement.
Yeah.
She is the best female swimmer
Period.
ever.
Yeah.
She's done incredible things, gold medals, world championships, world records, and she's done it at an endurance level that Summer is still trying to match. And that's the difference between the two of them. Ledecky's more inclined to win an 800, a 1500 meter race.
Yeah.
And that's why she beat Summer in the 800, because one of Summer's golds came in the 400 and it was against Katie, and she bested her. So they go back and forth toe to toe, but it's like anything. Maybe people are more familiar with track and field. Like you have an event. I could run the 200, but my event is the 100.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So
It's the same thing.
The way that you pace yourself, the way that you have endurance, the way that you train is going to be completely different. The one thing I will say that scared the shit out of me, and if I was Summer or anybody else, I'd be like, okay, take note, because all the top 3 finishers in the 800 meter, they all finished in sub 8:10. Okay, so that's really good in swimming terms. But Katie's like, yeah, I actually worked on my kicking. I kept saying, trust my kicking, because I've gotten better at it. I've gotten stronger. The best in the world is telling you she's gotten better at something, that she's actually improving, that her legs with the power to outkick a horse are getting better, and they're going to propel you through the water like a submarine. Because like, how good are you at swimming?
No, it's stupid. And the crazy
Swimming is so hard.
And no, it's insane. And the other thing that like swimmers have to go through is the fact that like naturally as you get older, you kind of age out of the sport. And it's one of those things that you can't really help it. Like for real, like it's one of those things that we're like, you know, you kind of, this is where a swimming body really comes in shape, like really comes in handy. And some people are genetically gifted for that. And obviously there's tons of work. It's not gonna like take away like the work element of it, because I think there's a mixture of like having the right build and also building that build and like competing at that high level. Where I'm going with this though is the fact that Katie Ledecky's 28. For swim years, the fact that she's getting stronger is scary, because a lot of swimmers start to age out by that 28 to 30, early 30 mark. Like that's why I was thinking, even with Summer, I'm like, she has so many Olympics left to go for herself. Yeah. But the fact that Katie Ledecky's getting better is also like such a tribute to her as well in this case too.
She's got a decade on her. But yeah, they're both phenomenal athletes. But like, so when I was working at Edmonton, I did this media event. They had a triathlon there that they were hosting. It was on the world stage. Like, remember those British brothers that won the Olympics?
Yeah.
Or, like they came through together almost. Like they competed in that. So it was like world-class athletes. But they gave the opportunity for some media members to like try a try. So I'm of the mindset like, I can do that, without even really thinking about how hard it could possibly be. Yeah. So I had to swim. I think it was across this like man-made pond. Oh God. Anyway, I had to, yeah. So I had to swim like, I think it was like 400 meters maybe And then I had to bike ride like 10K and then run 5K or something along those lines.
No.
The swimming part, I nearly died. Someone swam over me, full breaststroke, and submerged me underwater. I don't know the last time you tried to do like just one lap of an Olympic-sized pool.
Nope.
It feels like someone came behind you with a plastic bag and tried to like take you out. And finally you're like your lungs are burning, your legs are jello. And that's just one. And obviously I'm also not going fast. Like people are looking at me thinking like, is she drowning or is she swimming? Like who's to say, right? Swimming is so
Not
so
my
hard.
problem either way.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it pushing actually. Yeah. No, but what these girls are doing and what these women are doing is so good. And I love the thing. I'll leave the conversation on Summer at this. After she won one of her gold medals, she was off the world record pace, which she might have set herself, TBD, fact check coming down here. She was pissed. She looked up, she smacked the water, and she said, fuck. Like you could see her mouth.
Yeah.
She won gold at the Worlds. She's chasing a Michael Phelps record that no swimmer, man or woman, has ever accomplished since that man. And she's pissed because her time wasn't the world record time. There are certain athletes that are literally just built different, and it's a phrase we throw around far too often. People will see someone like balling at the YMCA, like, oh, he's built different. It's like, he's literally not.
Yeah.
His name's John and he's an accountant. Like, he's fine.
Yeah.
But like, she actually is one of those athletes that you can tell pushes herself day in and day out, because you can't tell me that a 14-year-old that was at the Olympics, that's still competing now at 18, that has at least 2 Olympics still left to go, isn't something special, and we're lucky to witness it.
I would argue with the way that she's going, we might see a third too. Like the way
3
that
more?
I think
Yeah,
there's
no,
a
for sure.
we could
It's just
see
about
3.
like burnout. It's about like
Exactly,
desire
and the
to
mental health,
continue
yep.
and
development and
devoting 20 years of your life
for sure.
When like the rest of us, like Nadine, our youth, is out here partying on a 4-day bender. Summer McIntosh is winning golds, Nadine. Get your life up.
Love you, Nadine.
Love you.
The kids, what do the kids do these days? I just do this. Also, I was gonna say, like, so sometimes I think that like, you know, the phrase so and so crawled so that so and so could run or whatever. I feel like Penny Alexiak, she like walked so that Summer crawled. Well, you
walked
guys
and
say
run. Walk. You gonna walk and run or crawl and walk?
Yeah, we'll do walk and run in this case.
Go ahead. Reset.
She doggy paddled.
No. Disrespectful.
No, okay. I feel like Penny Alexiak, she crawled so that Summer McIntosh can, like, honestly not even walk, skip that run. Yeah. Because here's the thing. When it comes to funding in sports in Canada and the Canadian government and how they allocate funding, swimming was not top 10. Like literally, like I remember it's 2018 actually. I was in class and they did the top list of funding. Obviously, hockey right on top.
Yeah.
Basketball was emerging because of the women's basketball side of things,
yep.
like making Olympic appearances. Basically, how it works is the more you make Olympic appearances, your sport in general will get more funding. That's how the government kind of just sees it. This is how the system works. Mm-hmm. And so swimming, dead last. Like it was one of the bottom tier sports.
On the podium was winter sports.
Yeah.
Was it not?
I'm pretty
like
sure.
That whole push.
Yeah.
And that was in Vancouver.
That's like when, at least that's when I really remember it starting. Yeah. But since then, when Penny Alexiak popped off, there's more funding, there's more support, and I think we're seeing a lot more swimmers kind of emerge out of Canada. And so that just tells me, at least, that like the athletes are always here. Like whether they have support though, that's the real question. Because like, imagine if Summer McIntosh had to get like a part-time job, and I don't know if she does or not, but like imagine if she really had to like split her time training.
How cute. Hi, can I get a Blizzard Oreo fudge?
Can I get a medium double double?
And it's summer, like, making me a Blizzard. I'd be like, okay, can I make it for you?
Yeah,
also,
facts.
Sign the cup.
Facts.
Now.
But like there has been cases where like, you know, this athletes have secondary jobs and they're Olympians.
A lot of them do.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that like with investment in sport, you see the fruition come to the forefront with now somebody who's mad that she didn't break a world record. I think that's incredible and also a testament to why athletes need funding. All right. Want to play our favorite game?
I don't know.
Let's play our favorite game.
I'm scared.
Smash or pass?
The big green edition.
Smash or pass? The mean green edition? Smash or pass mean green?
Pass. Anyway.
I'm talking about Sydney Colson.
Pass. Respectfully.
Also
pass.
All right. We're going to obviously do this a little bit more themed in the basketball world, but we're going to broaden it up too. Okay. Smash or pass. No thought. Don't put too many thoughts into this.
I never do. No problem.
Okay. Smash or pass. Elam Ending, target score.
Oh. I'm actually torn.
No. No, you're not allowed to be torn. No, it's smash. It's automatically smash.
For you?
Yeah.
For you.
I love it.
That's why we're friends. We have different taste.
Okay, well, this is why this
In
works. This is
endings.
why this is a show.
Okay, you go
Endings.
see if you can convince me
'Kay.
that I should love it. Because I do like it, but there's certain elements of it
You
that
don't
I would
like
change.
it? Okay, so
that I would change.
my reason why I'm smashing on Elam Ending is because I think it adds an element to the game that's just entertainment value, straight up. I know that sports is sports, whatever, but like it's more just like every shot is now a game winner basically, and every shot kind of matters, and it gives the other team an opportunity to kind of play catch up.
Sure.
When if they were just like, whether it's, I mean, blowouts are hard, but I have seen like games. I've covered games through
Right.
the CEBL where this team, was completely crushing the other one, and then next thing you know, target score goes up on the board. Team that was losing by 20 points says, "Okay, there's a goal. Let's just do it." I've seen a 20-point comeback plus, and they hit the Elam Ending. Like, I think that I think it's brilliant. I think that when we see it in an all-star capacity, it also adds a little bit of a different dynamic than we are used to seeing in maybe like a regular season, a playoffs, whatever. I don't know if I would want it for a finals per se, because I think that's entertainment. You don't need to add entertainment value to that. But do I want to see it in like minor leagues, in like special scenarios, like an all-star weekend? Absolutely. I think it's so fun.
Okay, so you want friends with benefits for the Elam Ending.
Yeah.
You don't want a serious relationship.
I want a
you just want to dabble. You want to dabble.
Commitment issues.
So it's a different podcast. So here's the thing. I do not, there's a saying in sports that we didn't lose, we just ran out of time. Right? And so the Elam Ending allows for you to apparently find your second, third, fourth gear. But in that same vein, it kind of lends itself to the participation ribbon era, where it's like you already lost. You had an allotted amount of time. You didn't do the job you needed to do within that allotted amount of time. So why do you get a second or third or fourth opportunity? With that being said, my bigger problem with an Elam Ending is I don't like the anticlimactic nature of like going to the bucket, getting fouled, winning an Elam Ending on a foul shot.
Yeah, that's maybe the one caveat.
There is a lot of pressure in those moments. You got to sit there and you got to knock it down, whether it's Elam Ending or whether it's timed. Exactly. But I think that I would like it if we're talking about just like making things up and it being mass entertainment. You have to get the possession back on a foul when you're within 2 points. And then you can this is crazy, you can either go 1v1 with a player of your choosing. That'd be so fun. Or you just get the possession back in. Like, you have to hit a field goal to actually.
Wait, you want to change the rule?
Yeah.
Okay. And you were busting me about me choosing the tempo to play in.
Okay, so that, and then the one thing that I will say, and I think everyone, the second thing I will say,
building on the
is
Elam
that
Ending.
every single person that's ever played sports in their whole entire lives, no matter what it is, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Kobe,
airball. Caitlin. But so I think you lose that element, and like, to me, that is sports. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Clock ticking down. 1/10 of a second by the hair of your chin. That is what is lost from the Elam Ending, which is why I'm gonna pass.
Okay.
And for that reason,
I'm
gonna pass.
No, I feel like you still get it because every possession matters, and when it gets really
there's
down
no
to the
clock.
wire,
So how do you get who's counting?
No one's counting. But the thing is that makes the defense lock in harder and the offense like lock in that much more, because every possession is like the value's on the possession and not the clock.
If you need an Elam Ending to lock in on every possession, get the hell out of here.
I don't know. People waste the clock. People wind down the clock. If you're blowing out a team by like 25 points, all of a sudden, like, you can just like, we got timeout. Okay, great. Now let's just kill some time. Oh yeah, inbound the ball. Like, let's go by half court and just chill. Let's just sit here. I'll pass the ball. Pass it. 3-point shot. Air ball doesn't even matter because we're up by 25. Like, meanwhile, if you have a team that's down and like they could come back.
I'm not here to support the losers. And it sounds like that's what you're trying to do.
No,
is you're trying to give losers a second chance, and I think that's a deeper content.
I love entertainment. I love fair games and entertainment, and I think Elam Ending is great. Smash.
So you wanted the last word. Go ahead. Next one. If that, you just say that then. Just say that then.
Okay, allow me. Okay, 3x3 tournament All-Star weekend.
Oh, smash.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
3x3, 1x1.
Yeah, 1x1.
Smash.
I think we're all asking for it at this point.
Yep.
We all want it. Like, give the people what they want, please.
That's easy.
Yeah. While you're playing, okay, put yourself in the position of a player.
Okay.
Black socks.
Oh, pass. Even with, yeah, pass.
I was like, with the away uniform, let's say the away uniform is dark.
You could only do it if you're wearing black shoes.
Even then,
black socks and black shoes. I think that's the only caveat, but no, it's a no for me.
White socks and black shoes look better. Like it's just like a contrast for me.
I know, but that's like when someone wears white socks and they're dressing up and they're wearing like black dress shoes, and you see a white sock. Like it's very Michael Jackson-esque.
If you're going for that,
yeah. If you like that sort of thing,
if you like
pass for me. Pass.
I do like the black socks with. And actually nothing. And actually, I was like really thinking, like, where am I going with that? Nothing.
You just like a
black
black
sock?
You're
hungry.
You just like a black sock
with
nothing
else. Yeah.
Weird.
Anyway, back to Mean Green.
Go away, far away from it. Throw it into the next generation.
Throw it to the youngs.
Realm. No, get it away from the youngs. I don't think they've been vaccinated. I don't think they have their tetanus shot.
Also, who picked it up? Like the ref picked it up,
With a napkin?
No, I think she picked it up with her hands. I was like double checking. Because that's how she did it.
We need to move on.
All right.
Please. I beg.
All right. Yeah, black socks, it's no for me, Dom.
Yeah.
Drake.
Like musicality wise?
The artists.
Smash. Hits after hits after hits.
Yeah.
1,000%.
Yeah.
He could do a concert that would be 6 hours long and you would know every lyric to every song. And you don't even have to be a major fan.
Facts. Yeah. He's in every single club. And I don't even care like all the drama and the tea that went down last summer?
Yeah.
Yeah. It feels like so long ago now. But like he made a really good point. He's like, that's nice. You're still going to be listening to my music in the club. So, and here we are.
Listening to his music in the club if we were at
Facts.
the club.
Yeah.
Was his music playing at the club?
Nadine.
Confirmed.
Confirmed.
Crowdsource. All right.
Okay.
Smash.
Justin Bieber.
Smash.
Smash.
His new album is so good.
So good.
You know they're calling him Jamal Bieber?
Are they?
Because he got a little soul.
Okay. I just want to like that part in his album where what song is it on? What track is it on? Where who's it called? Drewski?
Yeah.
Calls him like
the voicemail?
Like, yeah. He's like, you got black in your soul. You got a little black. I'm like, so funny that Justin Bieber decided to leave that part in the album.
It's from Stratford.
Yeah, Stratford, Ontario. And let me tell you, my mom's side of the family is from Stratford, Ontario.
Got it.
Like, literally, I halfway grew up there.
Yeah.
Like spent my summers there. And let me tell you, the Justin Bieber like swoosh hairstyle. Every single kid had it there.
Oh, yeah.
That was not original whatsoever to just Justin Bieber.
No, but then he brought it to the masses.
To the world. He
brought
showed
the swoop
Stratford to the world.
Yeah.
That was...
I hope you're hungry.
Yeah. For something.
For a Shakespearean play in a town square.
It's actually not that bad. It's actually pretty nice. I mean, Stratford's pretty nice.
I love the theater.
I love the theater.
I have multiple programs. I've seen The Lion King twice.
All right. Well, you know what it is. Make sure you hit subscribe. Follow us on Cinderella Stories Instagram as well as Glory Media. And yeah, any final thoughts?
Like your bandana today.
Thank you. Bandana salve.
It's giving Rock the Boat realness.
She will not be back. See you not next week. Anyways, okay. Bye.